Hello viewers, I've recently made some changes to my gaming computer since the last video that I made about it. And then as you can see on my wallpapers here, my SLI, it might give away a hint, but I'll get to that later. So I've recently moved into a new place, so I have a new computer desk. It's kind of larger, it's got more room, I like it. Enough room to set my dual monitors up top, and then it's got this keyboard slide in and out thing, which is kind of nice. And then I know my computer is designed to sit under there in that little hole thing, but what fun would that be if I had this computer sitting down there and then you couldn't see it. So I figured I'd just set it on this part that opens up. It's just kind of like a big swinging thing, and it'll shut and look like a cabinet or whatever, but I don't know why I'd ever need to shut it. It's just me here, so nobody getting on it. And then I guess, I don't think I mentioned this in my previous video about my computer. I got a backup UPS. It's an APC Pro 700. I think it's 350 volt amps is what it's capable of putting out. And it's kind of neat because you can see, the load on the backup battery and voltage of the wall coming out, 120 volts, and frequency 60 hertz, 121 volts in, I guess. The other one was how much it's putting out. And then it's got an event viewer on there, so if you have power outage or whatever, then it'll record that, put it on there, and it'll be a 1 there or whatever. And an estimated run time, which is 17 minutes right now. There's plenty of time to save and shut down if I need to. And then it's got the wattage, which is, the computer's using about 160, 170 watts. And I have just the case, this part, plugged in to the backup part. Because with my SLI edition that I have inside there, which I'll get to later, it pretty much maxes out the capability of this. So if I have like a monitor or 2 monitors or something like that plugged into the backup UPS and start playing like Crysis 3, it pulls too much power and my backup UPS starts beeping saying it's overloaded, and that's not a good situation. So I just run this case off of the backup part just so that doesn't happen. This SLI pretty well pulls down a lot of power. And then I guess I also have my subwoofer down here alongside. I was hoping that would work out, that there wouldn't be any interference or electro EMF or anything like that. But I don't notice any distortion or anything like that in my music quality. So I think it'll work there, and it's kind of nice because it's out of the way. It's still easily accessible if I need to get to the control volume knob on the back or anything like that. So that's a nice part there anyway. And then as far as my machine itself and the peripherals and everything, that's still the same. I still have my Logitech G510 gaming keyboard. Which I guess on my screen right now I have MSI Afterburner. It's got a little applet for this, which is kind of neat. I can monitor my graphics card usage when I'm playing games and stuff. And I still have my MX518 gaming mouse, which is a nice mouse. And I know a lot of people are like, are those dents? And no, these are not dents in my mouse, they just are there for looks. As you can see there from the reflection, it's all smooth. And this mouse is nice because it fits my hand. I kind of got big hands, so just about too small for the mouse yet, but it's the biggest one I could find that was comfortable. And then it's, the surround sound. And then got a nice little spot there for my other rear speaker, and then my left side one I just kind of have to set off behind me when I want to use it. I'll have to figure something out there to set it on something. And then my monitor is still the same. This one's still the 23-inch Asus, and then this one's still 20-inch Dell. Still pretty good monitors, but you can see here there's a little bit of a color difference even if I move around. The Dell has just got a little bit more of a grayish light color, and I've tried messing with settings and stuff on the monitor and it didn't help. So I think this one, it's because it's LED backlit, so it's going to be more vibrant or whatever you want to say, where this one's just your standard, whatever CFL backlit. And it's probably got a little bit less, high quality, whatever transistors in there for the color and everything. I'm just assuming anyway, that's why it looks lighter, more of a gray color. And then now I guess I'll get to the good part. The side panel off my computer here. And as you can see inside, I have 2 graphics cards now, hence the SLI hint before. These are 2 MSI, and they're, as you can see, GTX 660s, and they have the twin Frozer 3 cooling. I don't know how well you can see that up in there, but it's got the 2 fans and then the nice big heat sink on there, and this part is like actually aluminum, or like the entire card is aluminum other than the PCB and the fan. It's like this is metal and this is metal, aluminum I'm assuming, or possibly some type of stainless steel, but I would guess more aluminum. Pretty heavy card too. I got 2 of them obviously, which they look pretty slick there with these 2 heat pipes. I don't know if you remember from my unboxing of the GTX 650 before, when I had that one. If you watched that, I made comments on the heat pipes too, just because they look neat. And then, let's see here, SLI bridge, which is also one of those, whatever you want to say, plasticky feeling ones or whatever. It's not a hard PCB style one. And I also had to upgrade my motherboard, just because I wanted to do SLI, but my previous motherboard didn't support it since it's AMD. So I just had to get that, which this motherboard in here is an Asus. I believe it's like an M5 899 FX, I believe is what the model number is on it. So I can't really see the model number because the cards are in the way, but it was good deal or whatever off Amazon. So I got that from there. And otherwise everything else is pretty much the same here. Got my H60 liquid cooling group Corsair logo on there, you can see it. And then my RAM, as you can see, these 2 red ones here. All the red was showing up on here. But this one and this one, the 2 red ones are the G-Skill. They're 2 gigabytes a piece. That's 4 gig set. And then these other ones are Extreme Team brand ones or whatever. And those are an 8 gig set. So I have 12 gigs of RAM total. And then my power supply, still the same Mod Extreme Pro 600 watt. It's modular, which I really like. Reduces clutter in here. The only thing that bugs me a lot is this PCI Express power cable here. Dang, OCZ made one that was like 1.5 feet long, so it only goes from here to there is like a stretch. I mean, the cable has got a little bit of slack in it right here, but I think it's made for those bottom mount cases, which is obviously not what this one is, so it doesn't work too good that way. So I know, like this other one, I got an extension, but I just haven't gotten around to buying one yet for this card, which I will have to here eventually, because that bugs the crap out of me. That's just hanging there in the middle of everything. I like my cable management to look nice. So anyway, then my 2 hard drives, I still got them 2 in RAID 0. They're the Western Digital Caviar Blue, 250 gig a piece. So I didn't need too much space when I built it. Then I did got my Corsair Force GT solid state drive down here. It's the 128 gigabyte model, which I thought about getting a secondary one of these and do a RAID 0 of these 2 solid state drives, which would be pretty crazy. But right now I'm not really wanting to do that because they're kind of pricey yet, and I just upgraded these 2, so I'm going to hold off on the SSDs for a little while. Might be something coming up in the future though. Then something else about these two cards in SLI is they will run Crysis 3 on Ultra, and there's not very much lag at all unless there's like a lot of stuff blowing up or a lot of particles everywhere. So I'll have to make a video on that later, or maybe Crysis 1. I could do a video on that too if if anybody would want to see that. But the coolest thing about this SLI is I was doing some research online, and the benchmarks, according to them anyway, these two 660s in an SLI are about 50% better than a GTX 680. So that was a big plus for me, which I mean in the end you're almost spending the same amount of money too. So you're getting like twice the performance for roughly same area, price range, whatever. So I thought that was pretty good. This SLI is probably going to be good enough to run most games for a few years yet. I've seen some pretty old gaming rigs with SLIs in them. They have the 9800 GTs in them, which are still really good cards and stuff. And that gaming rig I seen before, it was running StarCraft on, maxed out, which I'm not a big StarCraft guy, so I couldn't tell you if that's impressive or not, to run that on max. But it was running really smooth anyway, so I was kind of impressed with that, for the age of that gaming machine. It was playing the new StarCraft, the one that just came out here a month or two ago, or however long ago that was. Like I said, I don't really keep up on StarCraft, but for the age of the computer, for the age of the game, playing it and stuff, it worked out pretty good. So, but other than that, my computer's pretty much the same, like I said before. So, I guess that's the end of the video. I explained everything I needed to. So, I guess I always like hearing from you guys in the comments. So, you can like the video if you like, and subscribe. So. I always like to see that when I have more subscribers and big, fan base going on here, so I can make more videos and kind of hopefully get something going here. So let me know what you think in the comments, as I enjoy reading them, as long as they're, not dumbass comments like a lot of YouTube is. Use a little common sense and respect when you comment. I always appreciate that. I don't like seeing everybody just ranting at each other and insulting each other like retarded dumbasses. So yeah, I guess keep that in mind, even on other videos. I'm sure people appreciate that. I'm not trying to coach anybody here or anything, just little words of wisdom. But yeah, then anyway, thank you for watching this, and hope you rate, comment, and subscribe. So I'll be looking forward to making more videos and hearing from you. So hope you have a good day.